It's the 10th of February and the markets look better, but this week's going to get choppy. So let's see what crypto is up to. We look at Bitcoin and it's looking okay. It's nicely supporting that trend line that we were looking at, that breakout and retest. It looks like the retest is developing on a higher high. We would really want it to reclaim this neckline, which is over the 100,000. That will give a confirmation that this could most probably move forward. What I will say is that this line here, the 104,000 line, is going to be extremely important. That will be decision point to where this market goes, and we will see what will happen, because it could either reject from that aggressively and really go down and start taking out these lower bottom levels, or it could reclaim it and go up. There is no idea of where this will go. We will see when that happens and if we get there. If you look at Bitcoin on a lower time frame, we see an area of confluence of resistance here. This could be a rejection zone that could bring it back down, or it could gain that support and take off from there. I will say we have to be relatively careful this week, especially as we have the core inflation data coming in on Wednesday. This will be the key indicator of where this market is going. Is inflation going up faster than expected, then that will cause a extreme pullback in the market, because that will put fears of interest rates going up, and in fact no interest rates cut further on this year. But let's see what happens and see what happens on that side. We look at the fear and greed index and it's at the 43. To be honest, I think it's further down. This thing lags a little bit. The market is fearful, the sentiment is low, and I think that could be conducive to a potential further move up. This can also be seen by the confluence of the exchange listings. It's now settling off, leveling off a little bit. We'd want this to move up higher for it to be a better outcome, because the more people putting money onto the exchanges, the more chance that they're going to be buying the coins and the altcoins that we want. One level of hopium is the USDT dominance graph. It's actually hit the exact line that I was talking about. It's done in the Phil Wick strategy, the inefficiency in the graph, and it looks like it's pulling back down. This is a very good sign. This means that there is potential for money to go back into crypto, altcoins, and Bitcoin. We really want this to continue on and break through this trend line and potentially break through all these EMAs, and then we will be in a very, very good place for all alts and crypto in general. We look at USDT dominance. It's not fantastic, but what I do like is that it looks like it has produced a lower high. It looks like this spinning top, this type of candle and wick configuration is called a spinning top. It usually marks the top of a run, and this means that this could potentially break back down. And here, this is the key point we need to look at. There is a level of support and the trend line going up. If this breaks down and continues down, we are in for an aggressive alt move coming in the near future. We look at the total market cap. It looks like it's respecting the channel that we drew and we showed many, many times before. This needs to reclaim this neckline here, this mid-level. It's extremely important, because this still looks like there could be some movement down, but let's hope that this is a strong support line and it looks like it's reacting in a good way. We look at the others chart. Unfortunately, the others chart does not look fantastic. We would have really wanted it to hold that support line, this multi-year trend line that's going in at the breakout and retest. We would love for it to have held there and move on up, but it's broken down and it looks like it's retesting 55-day EMA. Now, what is a good sign still, this still could be positive, is that every time it has touched this multi-year trend line that it goes through, you see it here, there's one over there as well, it's touched and reclaimed back up. Now, what will be key is if this starts moving in the direction that we hope it does, this area here is going to be quite some level of resistance. Let's see if it holds. Let's see if it can break through. Let's see where it goes from there, because again, it really is anyways decision right now. No one can really know which direction this thing is going to go. We look at Solana. Solana looks like it's held this support line many times, and it looks like a very strong support line. I think that's at 188,000 mark. I said it in my live, everyone heard it, That's where I put the trade in, and it's done a very good move from there. Now, we will see where this will go when it touches these EMAs, and most importantly, this 219, 220 mark is going to be a key level of resistance. That level there needs to go up, reclaim, and move up forward. We'll see where this goes. We'll see where the market goes, but I have strong hopes for Solana to move up a little bit more. We look at Ethereum. I look at the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. It looks terrible. Like, it's just absolutely terrible. It's come down. But what is interesting is that it's touched this level of support. This level of support has held multiple times. It's touched it. It's wicked back at the top of that level where the support is, and we see in previous occasions when that happens and that wick goes in and gains that support, we will see a recovery. How much of a recovery, we don't know. Whether this will be the start of that massive run up or whether it will be a small bounce and then come back down, we don't know, but we have high hopes that this will move a bit higher from here. So in conclusion, I would say that it's going to be a bit of a choppy week. We've gone through some amazingly difficult times last week. You see the way that there is a battle between the bulls and the bears in this market. You can see that by the wicks that's happening in the Bitcoin graph. We're going to have a CPI this week. We have to be sure that this holds. It's going to still cause a little bit of a problem in the market. And we also have the issues with Donald Trump and his Twitter mania that he keeps doing that causes sharp pullbacks in the market. I think the market needs to start getting to the point where it absorbs that these tweets mean not a lot. And we need to get to a point where those don't affect the market and the market doesn't become hyper active according to what he says. I think that there will be some movement up. We'll see. Today is Monday. The Monday range needs to develop, and Tuesday is going to be key. The way that today closes will be indicative of what's going to happen tomorrow. But because there's going to be a CPI print on Wednesday, I think Tuesday might be a level of de-risking to see what happens, because the market is a bit fearful, and we'll see where it goes from there. Anyway, I'm Alvarez, a 7-figure crypto investor. Like, follow, share, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.